Hi there. Hi. Good evening. Hey, happy Tuesday. And this is Meng Hon from Traders Talk. All right, great. I'll just get ready because this week is actually going to be an exciting week. Yeah. And after 2 weeks, we finally see some green yesterday. After 3 weeks, actually, not 2 weeks. Actually, after 3 weeks of bearish days and suffering in our account. Then, of course, yesterday itself, we had some rebounds at a very strong level. Last week, we were actually talking about these levels. We will go through later on the S&P 500 and also the Nasdaq, which will cover. Yeah. So, great to join us. Let me just off this music. Okay, all right. So this is Traders Talk, a show where basically we'll talk about the stock market, everything about the stock market, and especially on the options trading, using options to actually trade the stock markets. Yeah. So this is our core, and hopefully, for the past year, more than 1 year, basically, we have been sharing a lot to you guys, and hopefully this is going to be beneficial for traders who are experienced and also traders who are actually coming on board to trade the market, because there's actually no better time to go into the market than now. Yeah, because the market is actually already at lows, and I'll also explain to you guys shortly why there are actually a lot of opportunities during this time on the market. Yeah. All right. So let's just go to the S&P 500. We'll share the screen so that you can actually see the charts. Yeah, mainly the show which we do, we will actually talk a bit about the market. We'll talk about a bit about the market, where it has been last week, and basically give some expectation on our personal expectation on the market the current week. Yeah, and then from there, just to give you guys a bit of perspective of where the market is headed going forward. Yeah. Okay, the screen is okay. I think it's okay. Yeah. So okay, all right. So if you actually look at the chart here, this is actually the S&P 500. And of course, last week, we were actually talking about two levels to actually watch for. Two levels to watch for. If you recall the show last week, right? We actually spoke about the 3,600 level. Yeah, this is the number one level. And of course, the second level is the 50 moving average on the weekly chart. 50 moving average on the weekly chart. This is actually the weekly chart itself. So we were talking about the 3,600 level, which is basically somewhere around here. Let's just do a horizontal line. This line here. 3,000. Oops, I added too much line. Delete. Okay, 3,006 was here, somewhere around here. And also the 50 moving average, which was actually the yellow line, where basically we close more or less on the 50 moving average. Yeah, more or less on the 50 moving average last Friday. Basically, we broke below 3,006, and we actually closed at 3,585 last Friday. Yeah, and then we touched 50 moving average, and we were just basically sitting on 50 moving average. Yeah, so these were the two key points that we asked you guys to actually watch out for. And of course, what happened yesterday was the market have actually rallied yesterday, about 2.6%, about 2.6% for the S&P, both Nasdaq and also the Dow Jones also rallied up by 2%. Yeah, so all the market had actually rallied up on these strong support levels. Yeah, so of course that is a good sign, because for the past 3 weeks, we have actually only seen mostly red days. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, mostly seen red days, and of course yesterday we had a glimmer of hope. Glimmer of hope only. I say hope because of course any rallies during bear markets would need to be sustained, and normally I would say it can actually also be short-lived. The longest rally which we had was back in June, where we had actually rallied almost about 2 months, all the way up here. Yeah, until we broken down. I think this was somewhere mid of August. We came down for 3 weeks. We had a week of rally, and then basically we had another 3 weeks of down days. Yeah, so this is actually typical of bear markets. Why we are in a bear market? Because the S&P 500 is actually already down from its high of about 26% to its lowest point, which was basically last week. Yep. So so this week basically hopefully we can actually expect to see some form of rally, and of course the levels which we are actually looking at for it to actually go range this week is probably at the 3,000 between 3,005 and 3,636, yeah, somewhere around, I would say 3,7. Yeah, we can actually look at it. Breaching above 3,7 is actually a good sign, and anyway it's actually close by is actually about 3,678 right now. Yeah, 3,678. If you look at the daily, let's go to the daily chart. Basically we can actually see some levels here. Let me just get this away. Here. Okay, somewhere here, somewhere around here. This is actually the level of about slightly above 3,700. Yeah, so this is actually one level which we actually want to see. 3738 or 3738. Yep. So this is actually one level where we actually want to see the rally to actually breach up. Yeah. Okay, so this is the S&P good sign so far. The futures this morning and up to now is already quite bullish. I think Nasdaq went up by almost 200 over. Nasdaq futures went up by 200 over points, and then for the let's see, the E-mini futures have also gone up by about 62 points. Yep, 62 points. And the Nasdaq, I think it was about 200 over points. Yeah. So so far so good. We expect this to actually continue for another few days. And of course, only on Friday there is actually going to be some non-farm payroll reports on the employment, and of course today itself we have what is that? We have some FOMC members speaking today. No, that was actually Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday. There's actually one here, two here, three here, three FOMC member is actually going to speak, and of course hopefully, I mean, they do not say anything different or worse than what has already been addressed by the Fed chair. I think there was also a speech by the Fed chair yesterday at 3 a.m. Yeah, And of course, I do not think anything negative came out from that, because the market had actually continued to rally all the way to close yesterday. Oops. I think, yeah, let me see. Okay. Okay, I think the screen did not switch. The screen did not switch, yeah. Anyway, I was actually just showing you guys. Let me just put this back in. Actually, I was just showing you guys the what is that? The Forex Factory time on all these major announcement. Yeah. Let me share it to you again. Let me share it to you again. Share screen. Yep, this is it. Yeah. So I was just sharing this Forex Factory, and let me switch. Yeah, is here. Yeah. So this was the timetable, and of course, this is the place where we actually take a look at all the major announcement that may have an impact on the market, and of course, during the times where some of these speeches or some of these major announcements are made. Yeah, of course, the volatility for the market can actually be quite high. Yeah, so of course, if you are trading, then of course, it may be wise not to trade less or not to trade during these days, or even if you have positions which are in profit, then of course, exit the position or wait till after the announcement to actually enter the trade. Of course, if you are doing scalping and speculating about these major announcement, then of course there are also different type of strategies which we can also use to trade such kind of announcement. Yeah, so some of them we have actually covered in I think last week itself. We actually covered back ratio strategy, where we actually teach about how to actually use very low cost, low price, and also high return kind of strategy. Yeah. Yeah, so coming back to S&P. Okay, so we switch back to S&P. If you see our screen switch, okay, yep, we switch. Okay, so the S&P Nasdaq, you can also see similar patterns, right? Yeah, so Nasdaq itself, we had also bounced off the weekly 200 moving average. In fact, last week itself, we actually went down below. We went down below the 200 moving average. Yeah, you can actually see here. We went down below with a very bearish pin bar, and of course, yesterday itself, Nasdaq had actually gone up to 2.4%. Yeah, 2.4%, and basically, it is now at above tipping of the 200 moving average. And of course, I do not doubt that today itself, Nasdaq will actually go up above. Yeah, go up above. Yeah, and of course, the levels which we look for in Nasdaq, basically, we will need to actually look at the next levels for it to actually breach up. Would be somewhere around here. 11,500 level is actually one level to watch. We are currently at close is 11,229. Yeah, so basically it's about only 250 points, and of course 250 points, it's not uncommon for Nasdaq to cover it within 1 or 2 days. Then it can actually rally much faster, of course, with I would say not so much unexpected news is still in the pipeline, right? I mean, of course, the whatever news or whatever things that the Fed is actually going to do on interest rates, right, is actually very known. Of course, till year end, basically they are actually going to increase the rates up to 4.4% until end of this year, and to 4.6% early next year, and basically would want to stay the interest rate at that level, to actually stave off the high inflation. Of course, the CPI announcement, I think it is actually going to be on the 13th, if not mistaken. Let me check. CPI for this month is actually going to be on the 13th, if not mistaken, 13th of October. 13th of October. 13th of October is actually going to be the CPI announcement. That means the inflation rate for the month of September. September is actually going to be announced on 13th of October, which is basically next week. So until then, the only key announcement is actually on the non-farm payroll, and of course, basically the expectation for job claims is actually going to be increasing. I mean, when the economy is actually sizzling down, right, because of the high how to say the Fed rate hikes, and the government wants to actually sizzle down the economy to actually stave inflation, right? Basically, there would be higher job claims and more unemployment, and of course, this is also expected by the Fed, and they have also blatantly said that they would actually sacrifice on the employment to actually fight inflation. So they would sacrifice on us, on people like us, that we would actually get out of job, just for them to actually ensure that basically the whole economy is actually in control, without the inflation continuing to go on to its high. So the other things like oil is also coming down. Oil price is actually coming down, and of course, this Wednesday itself, the OPEC is actually going to have their meetings to actually decide on production output, and of course, the consensus is basically saying that they expect them to actually cut the production. So of course, other than that, I think we will need to actually wait until next Wednesday, and of course, this would actually give us quite a good platform to actually do a mini bear market rally. So mini bear market rally. So this is actually on the Nasdaq. So of course, the positions which you guys are having, still be a bit protective. On the positions, even if you're actually going long. Then of course, we also advise you guys to actually cover, do some strategies which have some shorts inside. Like for example, if you are doing bullish positions, then go for bull call spread, or even set up a diagonal spread. Diagonal spreads. So later on, I will actually also post on our TikTok channel. Some ways to actually go cheap on calls. That means basically to actually go bullish, but at the same time manage your cost of entry on this bullish direction. I'm going to post a video shortly on TikTok, so do subscribe to our TikTok channel so that you are notified when we actually post that video on. So that is actually a very great video. It's actually sniped from one of our trader stock which we had in the past. Then of course, we are actually putting that on just a brief one, so that you guys can have a look at it, to actually learn some strategies to actually take opportunity on this coming mini bear rally. Yeah. Okay, so today I actually wanted to, if you have any questions, please by all means post here, then I can actually answer them. And today I'm just going to do some platform training. Okay, what is this platform training? Of course, when we actually trade, right? We normally attach to a broker. Yeah, it can actually be brokers like Swim interactive brokers, or Tastyworks. These, or you even the other local ones which you guys use, Mumu or whatever. These are actually what we call platforms. So of course, different platform have different functionality. Some are actually easier to use. Some are actually more advanced for professional traders. Yeah. So of course, whichever level you are, right, the basic things which you need to know, you need to actually really learn, because I find that sometimes I see that some traders, they don't know how to actually how to say, roll positions. That means that they don't know how to actually manage positions, roll positions. Some are not familiar to actually how to close multi-legged strategies. Some might have troubles when they actually get assigned shares, and some do not know how to actually monitor their trades. Yeah, monitor their trades. So these are very important, because the more familiar you are in the trading platform, then of course the less mistakes you can actually make when trade, because every time you actually make a mistake, right, it can actually cost you money. It can actually cost you money. Like the other day what happened was, I was actually trading on my mobile. Okay. And of course it was during lunchtime. It was during lunchtime, and I was not, I don't have my computer with me. So basically I log on to the platform to actually trade during lunchtime, and using, what is that, this think of swim platform on the mobile app. Yeah, of course, I seldom use mobile to actually trade. And I was actually trying to open up a futures position, a futures e-mini futures position for Nasdaq. Yeah. And I did the trade. And I was actually doing one OCO order, basically one cancel another, one cancel other order. So basically what happens is that I place a trade, and if it reaches my take profit, it will actually close the trade. And if it does not reach the trade profit, it reaches my stop loss, it will also close my trade at stop loss. So there is actually two closing order, one to take profit, one to actually close the trade. And basically what happened was that I placed the trade, and somehow I did not see one side of the order in, and then basically I was fizzling it. I basically did something, I don't know what I did, but I saw the trade in, and after a while, I think I thought I hit my stop loss position. And basically that was it. I did not check my computer after that. I just left it as that. Then later on, when I went home, and I saw on my mobile a two running trade. It was actually on the futures trade which I entered actually. Somehow, actually, it did not close. I closed it at a loss, but actually it did not close. It was still running, and in fact, the trade was actually, how to say, it was actually making quite a huge loss. Yeah, I think about $400 of losses, $400 of losses. So that was actually pretty pretty bad mistake. So if you're not familiar, that will actually cause this type of problem. Of course, after that, since the position was actually open, when I actually looked at the chart during that time, the position basically the what is that? The futures was basically more on the oversold position, overbought position. Sorry, overbought position because I shorted it, right? So I just left the trade there, and at the end, yeah, I made some profits instead of that huge loss. So basically, it was just pure luck. It's not always that kind of thing happens. So you need to be familiar with your trading platform. If you're not familiar, these are the kind of mistakes which you it can happen. So yeah, so to give you some help, I mean, basically, I will actually guide you on one of the platform which I use, which is actually on the Tastyworks platform, to actually teach you guys how to actually monitor trades, to actually teach how you monitor your trades. Yeah. So I'll just share the screen. I am not sure how many of you guys use the Tastyworks platform. Uh, uh, and in fact, this is actually quite a good platform if you are actually using it to trade options, specifically on options, because the platform, the focus is more towards options trading. Yeah, not so much towards share trading, but more towards options. So the infrastructure or the platform is actually skewed towards helping you to the functions that to trade better for your options trading. Yeah. So let me just share. If you guys use Tastyworks, just give me a thumbs up so I know some of you are using. If you do not know, do not use it, give me a love so that I know who is using and who is not using. Okay. All right. No love, no thumbs up. You're neither using the platform or what, right? Okay. All right. Let me just share the screen here. Okay. So if you look at this platform, okay, this is actually the Tastyworks. Oh, can you see? Yeah, you can see. Okay. So this is actually the Tastyworks platform. Basically, on the left, you can have your watch list. You can actually do your watch list. You can also use their watch list, which basically have all the key things which you want to see. Basically, the key ones are mainly on the if you want to look at earnings, you can see earnings, which are the symbols having earnings. Of course, earnings season is again coming in the have actually already started. In fact, maybe about 2 weeks, a lot of the major companies will start their earnings. Yeah. So again, this is a season for us to trade earnings. Yeah, and then you can have. What is that, the high high options volume. Yeah, so these are also the watch list for us to actually see which options have high options volume. Of course, if you look here, if maybe it's too small, I hope you guys can actually see it. Yeah, if you can't, just go closer to your screen. Definitely I cannot see because I'm already very old, right? So if I look at my what is that, my mobile, right, I need to actually take out my glasses. Yeah. Okay, so here right here, you actually need to actually do your settings, right? So you actually need to set what are the things you want to put on your watch list, all the stickers, what you actually want to put, the displays. So I've actually put up this thing called IV 5 days change. This is actually IV 5 days change. Basically, IV is the implied volatility, how much the IV have actually changed for the past 5 days. And this is actually one important metrics, especially if we are option sellers, right? Because when IV change is increasing, right, means that the options which we are going to sell has a higher value. Yeah, has a higher value. So we actually look to sell options which has a green or IV 5 day change have actually increased. Yeah. And of course, if we actually want to exit positions, then we look at the opposite. We look at the opposite where we actually want to see the IV reduction. That means those tickers which we are in, whether the IV have reduced. For example, QQQ, the 5 days change is minus 0.2%. Yeah, that means basically the IV for QQQ has actually dropped. And of course, when QQQ has actually rallied yesterday, right? The IV for QQQ is actually bound to fall. So of course, if you have a short or credit position, credit trade on QQQ, then of course you can actually see that the premium would actually decay, and you can actually exit at a much cheaper price. Yeah. And then of course Tesla, you can see the 5 days change has actually increased by 5.5%, mainly because Tesla has actually dropped by 20 over points yesterday. Then of course the IV will tend to actually expand. Yeah, so this is how we actually gauge and see how even without looking at the price, we can actually more or less see where the price action for these stocks have actually gone, just by looking at this 5-day change indicator. Yeah. Then of course the other things which we can actually see here is let me see, not displayed, IV rank. Yeah, so IV rank, let me put up IV rank. So IV rank is another one which we also look at to see when we actually sell premium. We actually want to sell premiums on stocks which have high IV rank, which has high IV rank, so that we can actually get more premium. Yep. So these are the IV rank of the current the stocks here. Yeah, SPY have IV rank of 70. You can also see IV rank on top here, SPY. Yeah, so you can also see IV rank here. IV rank is also shown here. Here IV rank, and besides that, what else? Yeah, so this is IV rank. So the key metrics which I see is the 5-day change and also the IV rank. Yeah, mainly because we do a lot of credit trades. Yeah. So you can actually just sort and see which are the counters which you can actually trade. Yeah, filter it, and then basically you can just straight on to go in rather than looking at it one by one. Yeah. Okay. The other things which we actually look at the platform is of course the standard stuff which shows here is the IV. The IV is also shown here on the right side here. If you type here your SPY, you can actually see the IV of SPY is 29.4%. Yeah. Liquidity is also shown here. Liquidity, I think, let me see here. Oh, you guys can't see my arrow. I think you can see my arrow. Yeah, you can see my arrow. It's small here. So liquidity is here. If you look at the right side, liquidity where they actually indicate with the stars here. Here in the stars here, you can actually see liquidity, 4-star liquidity are the stocks which are the options which we can actually buy and sell quite easily. Yeah. So of course, if you actually trade options on liquidity with 2-star and below, try to avoid those because that would actually have a lot of the liquidity. Less liquidity means that the options the spread would actually be quite big. The spread of the buying and selling would actually be quite big. Yeah. So avoid those with 2 stars and below. Then the other metrics you can see 52 weeks low, 52 weeks high are all here. Yeah. And of course, your positions. If you have positions, then your position will also show. Just when you actually click this, your position will actually show also right below here. Okay. Of course, the other things here, you can actually analyze look at your risk profile of your trade. This is actually your current trade, the risk profile. You can actually see your risk profile here of your current trade. If you have any trades on, I have one SPY. This is actually a bull put spread, which was the remnant or remaining leg of an iron condor. Yeah, because I have actually already closed the call side, the bear call spread. I have actually already closed that leg, mainly because the stocks has actually came down to the at double bottom earlier, and of course during that time I expect the SPY to have a bounce, potentially bounce. So I actually close that up so that when it bounces, of course I won't have a reduced profit on my call side, and basically on the put side, it can continue just to run from a loss because it went in the money, and basically it can actually recover much faster without the call spread, the back call spread pulling the whole PNL down. Yeah, so this is one way where I manage some of these trades, where I leg out the trade. Yeah. So yeah, this of course the one very important thing to see is on this thing, options chain. Yeah. So on the left side here, then the bar, there is actually one thing which is actually called options chain, and this is where we actually monitor our stocks. Which this is where we actually monitor our positions. Okay, so if you look here, there is actually 30 days, 60 days, 180 days. Basically, this shows where you actually how to say, where you actually enter the trade past 60, 30, 60, and 180. So I put here past 30 days. So I will actually see for the past 30 days what are the trades which I have actually entered. What are the trades which I have actually entered? And of course, they would actually show the position. If it is actually still open, then you will actually show which are the open trades. So this, the first one is actually the open trade, the one which I mentioned just now, which is the bull put spread. This leg is actually open, and for this I actually entered it through an iron condor, like I said, on 9th of September. I can actually see this 9th of September. I entered this trade. I did two lots, which I actually sold an iron condor for $1.72, $1.72 for two lots here. And then of course I can actually see that on 28th of September, 28th of September, which is last Wednesday, last week, right? Last 28th, 29th, last Wednesday, right? I have actually closed the call for 5 cents. I've actually closed the bear call spread for 5 cents. Yeah, and that leaves the open position of the bull put spread here. And of course, I also entered into one trade here. And this 60 actually shows. Let me see if I do this. Okay, okay. This current position for the trade is average trade total PNL. It's not showing total PNL. How come? Close. Okay, total P&L basically, because there was actually one more trade which I actually did down here, is basically normally will be able to actually see the total P&L. Here is actually showing 60. Here is actually showing 60, but I think this adds on to the trade which was actually closed down here. Yeah, but if you only have a single trade during the last 30 days, then you can actually see a single chain from the start of the trade all the way up, and you can actually see what was your P&L up here for the full trade. Maybe I do another example trade which I'm actually on to actually show you the full thing. Okay. Okay, so this is another trade which I did. This is actually on XBI. What I did was the 30, 60 days. Okay, what I did was I did XBI 60. I did this is not calendar. I did a diagonal. Here. I did a diagonal here. On 8th of August, 8th of August, I paid $16 for it, and then on the 26th of August, I wrote it for another $1, and then on 9th of September, I wrote it for another 120, and then on 6th of September, 10th of September, I wrote it for a debit of 125, and 19th of September, I closed the trade. I closed the short leg. At 5 cents, and 23rd, I sold a call at 110, and then on first of October, or 30th of 1st of October, I have actually rolled it for 2 cents. Yeah, and the current position basically is actually running at a loss of 641, and the options price value for the trade is actually at 1392. Yeah, so 1392, and the current P&L is 641 negative. Yeah, so it basically shows you the whole chain of trades here, so that you don't need to actually search and monitor one by one, or even try to actually calculate it separately each trade. Yes, the whole chain is actually shown here. So that's why this is actually called options chain. So I think this is the only platform which has this options chain all shown in one. Of course, if you go to other platform, then you actually have to look at the trade history to actually look up for this. Yeah, look up for this. Yeah. So this comes in very handy for me if I'm actually doing trades which require multi rolling, like every week or every 2 weeks to roll. This is actually very useful. Yeah. So single one-off trade, like bull call spreads and all these. You don't need to actually look at the option chains, but for trades which you need to roll or you need to actually manage, then this is actually a very good tool for you to actually use. Okay. So what else is here? Yeah, I think these are the key things which basically I use on this platform, and of course it would actually be good if you guys also take a look at this platform. If you have not got an account, then of course it's good for you to actually get an account, just to actually at least get the data or the functions that can actually help you to actually trade better. Yeah. Right. So this is the platform trading. I hope that you guys have actually learned something new here. And of course, if you have, then just give me a thumbs up so that I know that you guys have actually learned something new here. So actually, every day, every week, basically, we try to actually give something, how to say, something new for you guys, for you to learn. Because I mean, not everything we can actually learn by ourselves, and of course if you can actually get to learn from people who have actually gone through it, right, then that will actually be much easier, and your trading path can also be much easier. Yeah, because when a lot of all these things, sometimes if you actually try to do try and error, that would actually also be quite difficult. Yeah, especially if your trial and error costs you money. That will even be much more painful. Yeah. You guys have any questions? Please do post in, and of course do remember to keep an eye on our TikTok. What is that? TikTok video on how to actually enter long positions get cheaper long positions and also have some form of protection imputed within the trade in case the direction is not going too fast or immediate. Yeah. So that is actually what we'll actually share later. All right, so no questions. I hope you guys have a good trading week. Let's see. I think so far the market would actually be quite okay today. Yeah, so everything is still green so far. Hopefully, it will continue when the market opens later. Yeah. So until next week, I will catch up with you guys. In between, if you have any questions, send us an email at support@mystylework.com or post it on our Facebook page so that we can actually answer them and help you in case you guys have any troubles or problems. Yeah. So catch you guys next week. Have a good trading week. Bye bye.